सभापति महोदय, एक रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे कि आइटम नंबर 17 पे जो बिल लगा हुआ है, हम अनुरोध करते हैं आपसे कि जो आइटम नंबर 18 में यूक्रेन की चर्चा है उसकी पहले रिप्लाई हो जाए, बिल बाद में ले जाए, ये मैं रिक्वेस्ट करना चाह रहा हूँ।
आइटम नंबर 18 उसको लेते हैं, चर्चा का जवाब माननीय मंत्री जी। थोड़ा बाद में कर लेंगे, प्लीज बैठिए, तो रिप्लाई
बाद में कर लेंगे बाद में। ठीक, यस सर, थैंक यू।
Honorable Speaker, sir, I first of all thank all the honorable members for their views, concerns and sentiments about the ongoing situation in Ukraine. Yesterday, 28 members spoke on this subject. I listened to all of them with great attention, and all of them made some points of relevance and consideration. Speaker, sir, we strive to ensure that foreign policy is a subject of maximum consensus in the country. Certainly, that should be the case with a subject as important as Ukraine. And I was glad to see yesterday that was the case. I was also very pleased that 4 ministers spoke on this matter, because these ministers went to the neighboring countries, they participated in the evacuation operations, and they brought a ground perspective, which was very important for the House to listen to. Honourable members would all agree that India's approach should be guided by our national beliefs and values, by our national interest, and by a national strategy. Let me dwell on each of these aspects before addressing some of the specific issues that were brought up by honourable members yesterday. What is India advocating in Ukraine? We are, first and foremost, strongly against the conflict. We believe that no solution can be arrived at by shedding blood and at the cost of innocent lives. In this day and age, dialogue and diplomacy are the right answers to any disputes, and this should bear in mind that the contemporary global order has been built on the UN Charter, on respect for international law, and for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all states. If India has chosen a side, it is the side of peace, and it is for an immediate end to violence. This is our principal stand, and it has consistently guided our position in international forums and debates, including in the United Nations. Sir, many honourable members brought up the incident, the happenings in Burcha, and I want to say that we are deeply disturbed by the reports. We strongly condemn the killings which have taken place there. This is an extremely serious matter, and we support the call for an independent investigation. Sir, the conflict in Ukraine has had significant consequences for the global economy and for our national economy. Like all countries, we too are assessing the implications and deciding what is best for our national interest. Members are aware that in a complex and globalized world, every nation takes into account the reality of interdependence. Therefore, even as they express their position in words and deeds, they also adopt policies that safeguard the well-being of their population. As a result, we have seen, even in Europe, that energy flows continue despite tension. Similarly, a conscious effort was made to insulate the fertilizer market from volatility. There are numerous other measures in different domains, including financial and payment carve-outs. Even non-essential goods that have salience for individual economies have been factored in the equation. So what should India do in these circumstances? At a time when energy costs have spiked, clearly we need to ensure that the common person in India is not subject to an additional and unavoidable burden. Similarly, fertilizer prices have a direct implication for the livelihood of the majority of our population, and indeed for food prices for all of us. Even the security of the nation is at stake as we maintain our defense posture in the manner that the current security challenges warrant. All these, Speaker Sir, are legitimate pursuits of national interest by India. They are similar to what other nations are doing from their particular perspective. Attributing a political coloring to it is uncalled for, it is unfair.